Hi there, this is Preston Salen with Home Inspection Carolina, and today we're going to talk about stairs. Though I get questions all the time about stairs. As you can see, risers, and this is a nice, one of those old southern stairways. So let me flip it around here so I can see. The curves around. You can just see Scarlett coming down there with the curtains that she made her dress out of. But no, there's certain requirements in the height of the riser, the tread, the width of the tread from back to front. There's just certain code requirements and distance between the the spindles and things like that. So that's what we're going to go over today. So let's familiarize ourselves with some of the terms we'll be talking about. Okay, this discussion, we're first going to start talking about the parts of the stairs, and there's certain requirements that stairs have to be for building code. This is considered the riser, basically the vertical portion, and then the horizontal portion is called the tread. You have a nosing or a cove on each tread, and there's requirements that go along with that. The stringer is basically the ladder kind of up and down. And we're also going to talk about, this is the baluster, landing rail, and you have to have a handrail, at least on one of the sides. So I wanted to go a little bit over, what was the riser and the tread and the nose before we get into some of the requirements. So the next slide, we're going to look at definitely some of the requirements measurement-wise. So this is when we do home inspections, a couple of things that we're looking for. Let's go back to the riser. Can't be more than 7 3/4 inches. That's the vertical portion right there of the of the stair. Sorry. The thread can't be more than 10 inches. I'm sorry, it has to be more than 10 inches. Obviously, spiral staircases and stuff, it spreads around like the one you saw there in the beginning. But 7 3/4 max on the riser, 10-inch minimum on the width. Now, here's another thing. I learned about this a long time ago. There can't be more than 3/8 of a variation from riser to riser. I was at a football game one year, and every time people would start going up these steps, they would trip this one step. And I got out and I measured it, and sure enough, it was probably a little over a ½ inch variance on that, and that's a trip hazard because your body gets acclimated to um, the same thing. That's why you can't have more than a 3/8 variance. Also on the tread, they have to be at least 36 inches minimum. Um, the Let's see, the handrails may project 3/4 over the stringers, and others may project 1/2 from other. All right, so 36 inches width. Let's look at some other things. Handrail, you must have, if there's 4 or more steps, you must have a handrail, at least on one side. The handrail has to be able to withstand 200 pounds from any direction. Um, you would like the handrail to be 34 to 38 inches from the nose of the tread, or the right there at the nose, and measure to the top of the handrail at that point. You shouldn't have more than 3 inches width on the handrail because kids couldn't grip more than 3 inches, and at least 1.5 inches minimum. So that makes sense if you think about a kid's hand. The treads should be able to support 300 pounds of load capacity at any point. Now, this is the steps. Again, 4 or more steps. You have to have a handrail. Has to be able to withstand 200 pounds from any direction, 34 to 38 inches high. The risers can't be more than 7 3/4. You can't have more than a variance of 3/8 of an inch from riser to riser, and the tread 10-inch minimum. And the tread has to be at least 36 inches wide. So I hope that's helpful. Now we move on up to the landing or deck or anywhere above. We're going to talk about railing. If you have any type of railing or spindles, the code now is 4 inches. You can't have railings more than 4 inches. You don't want a child to be able to get their head caught there. It was 6 inches years ago, but no, it's 4 inches now. Let me see if there's a couple of other things. I'm not sure. Let's see. 4 inch maximum. Guardrail must be able to withstand a concentrated load of, I think that's supposed to be 200 pounds in any one direction. But obviously you want to check, make sure it's not wobbly, that sort of thing. You can't have more than 6 inches here. You can't, and nowhere on a rail could you have anywhere where a 6 inch spear could pass through it. Obviously it's not going to pass through here because this is 4 inches. Sometimes you get some funky designs and stuff. You can't have more than a 6 inch spear. So anyway, this has been Preston Salmon with Home Inspection Carolina, going over some stairs, minimum stair requirements. Hope this has been helpful. Um, if it has, please give us a like down there, subscribe, and you can find out more at homeinspectioncarolina.com or askthecharlotteinspector.com. Thanks a lot for watching.